Hi there, I am back with a new set of horror movies on Watch Out. A channel that can give you real tremors. So watch out for Number 88. Schizo is a 1976 psychological slasher film directed by Pete Walker and starring Lynn Frederick. A newly married woman becomes convinced someone from her past is stalking her, but nobody believes her until the bodies start to pile up. Even her psychiatrist dismisses her concerns as part of her neurosis. Gradually, Samantha's story becomes more believable, and her dark secret from the past begins to reveal itself. The title was taken in for other movies later. That means you will find more movies with this title, so be careful to watch the right movie. Number 89. Squirm is a 1976 American natural horror film written and directed by Jeff Lieberman, starring Don Scardino, Patricia Piercy, R.A. Dow, Gene Sullivan, Peter McLean, Fran Higgins, and William Newman. The film takes place in the fictional town of Fly Creek, Georgia, which becomes infested with carnivorous worms after a storm knocks fallen power lines into wet soil and electrifies the worms. Lieberman developed the script based on a childhood incident in which his brother fed electricity into a patch of earth to cause earthworms to emerge at the surface. Number 90. The Sentinel is a 1977 American supernatural horror film directed by Michael Winner, and starring Christina Rains, Chris Sarandon, Ava Gardner, Burgess Meredith, Sylvia Miles and Eli Wallach. It also features Christopher Walken, Jeff Goldblum, John Carradine, Jerry Orbach, Tom Berenger, Nana Visitor and Beverly D'Angelo in supporting roles. The plot focuses on a young model who moves into a historic Brooklyn brownstone that has been sectioned into apartments, only to find that the building is owned by the Catholic diocese and is a gateway to hell. It is based on the 1974 novel of the same name by Jeffrey Konvitz, who also co-wrote the screenplay with director Winner. The film was released by Universal Pictures in 1977. There is an action thriller film with the same name in 2006. Number 91. Full Circle, more popularly released as The Haunting of Julia, is a 1977 supernatural horror film directed by Richard Loncraine, and starring Mia Farrow and Keir Dullea. Based on the novel Julia by Peter Straub, it is the first film realization of one of his books, and follows a woman who, after the death of her daughter, finds herself haunted by the vengeful ghost of a young girl in her new home. Number 92. House is a 1977 Japanese comedy horror film directed and produced by Nobuhiko Obayashi. The film stars mostly amateur actors with only Kimiko Ikegami and Yoko Minamida having any notable previous acting experience. The film is about a schoolgirl traveling with her 6 classmates to her ailing aunt's country home, where they come face to face with supernatural events as the girls are, one by one, devoured by the home. The film was a box office hit in Japan but received negative reviews from critics. House received a wide release in 2009 and 2010 in North America, where it received more favorable reviews. Number 93. Blue Sunshine is a 1978 American horror film written and directed by Jeff Lieberman and starring Zalman King, Deborah Winters, Brian James, Alice Ghostley and Mark Goddard. The plot focuses on a series of random murders in Los Angeles, in which the only common link between the perpetrators is a mysterious batch of LSD that they had all taken years prior. A bizarre series of murders begins in Los Angeles, where people start going bald and then become homicidal maniacs. But could the blame rest on a particularly dangerous form of LSD called Blue Sunshine the murderers took 10 years before? Number 94. Halloween is a 1978 American slasher film directed and scored by John Carpenter, co-written with producer Deborah Hill, and starring Donald Pleasence and Jamie Lee Curtis in her film debut. 15 years after murdering his sister on Halloween night 1963, Michael Myers escapes from a mental hospital and returns to the small town of Haddonfield, Illinois to kill again. Number 95. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes is a 1978 American parody film produced by J. Stephen Peace and John DeBello, and directed by John DeBello based upon an original idea by Costa Dillon. The screenplay was written by Dillon, Peace, and DeBello. The film is a spoof of B-movies. Made on a budget less than 100,000 United States dollars, the story involves tomatoes becoming sentient by unknown means and revolting against humanity. Scientists group together to save the world from mutated killer tomatoes. Number 96. The Shout is a 1978 British horror film directed by Jerzy Skolimowski, based on a short story by Robert Graves that was adapted for the screen by Michael Austen. The film was the first to be produced by Jeremy Thomas under his Recorded Picture Company banner. Crossley Alan Bates, a mysterious traveling man, invades the lives of a young couple, Rachel and Anthony Fielding, Susanna York and John Hurt. Anthony is a composer, who experiments with sound effects and various electronic sources in his secluded Devon studio. The couple provides hospitality to Crossley, but his intentions are gradually revealed as more sinister. He claims he has learned from an Aboriginal shaman how to produce a terror shout that can kill anyone who hears it unprotected. Number 97. Magic is a 1978 American psychological horror film starring Anthony Hopkins, Anne Margaret and Burgess Meredith. The film, which was directed by Richard Attenborough, is based on a screenplay by William Goldman, who also wrote the novel upon which it was based. The score was composed by Jerry Goldsmith. A ventriloquist is at the mercy of his vicious dummy while he tries to renew a romance with his high school sweetheart. Number 98. Piranha is a 1978 American horror comedy film directed and co-edited by Joe Dante, and starring Bradford Dillman, Heather Menzies, Kevin McCarthy, Keenan Wynn, Barbara Steele and Dick Miller. The film tells the story of a river being infested by lethal, genetically altered piranha, threatening the lives of the local inhabitants and the visitors to a nearby summer resort. Produced by Roger Corman, Piranha was one of a series of low-budget B-movies inspired by the film Jaws 1975, which had been a major success for Universal Studios and director Steven Spielberg. Initially, Universal Studios had considered obtaining an injunction to prevent Piranha being released, particularly as they had released Jaws 2 the same summer, but the lawsuit was cancelled after Spielberg himself gave the film a positive comment in advance. Released on August 3, 1978, the film was a commercial success and later achieved a cult following. Piranha was followed by a sequel, Piranha 2, The Spawning in 1982, and two remakes, one in 1995 and another in 2010, which spawned its own sequel in 2012. Piranha 3D is a 2010 American 3D comedy horror film that serves as a loose remake of the comedy horror film Piranha 1978, and an entry in the Piranha film series. Number 99. Dawn of the Dead, also known internationally as Zombie or Zombie, is a 1978 independent horror film directed and edited by George A. Romero. An international co-production between the United States and Italy, it was written by Romero in collaboration with Italian filmmaker Dario Argento, and produced by Richard P. Rubenstein and financed by Claudio Argento and Alfredo Cuomo. It is the second film in Romero's Night of the Living Dead series of zombie films, and though it contains no characters or settings from the preceding film Night of the Living Dead 1968, it shows in a larger scale the effects of a zombie apocalypse on society. In the film, a phenomenon of unidentified origin has caused the reanimation of the dead, who prey on human flesh. David Emger, Ken Foree, Scott Reiniger, and Galen Ross star as survivors of the outbreak who barricade themselves inside a suburban shopping mall amid mass hysteria. In addition to 4 official sequels, the film has spawned numerous parodies and pop culture references and a remake in 2004. In 2008, Dawn of the Dead was chosen by Empire magazine as one of the 500 greatest movies of all time, along with Night of the Living Dead. Number 100. Tourist Trap is a 1979 American supernatural slasher film directed by David Schmoller and starring Chuck Connors, Jocelyn Jones, John Van Ness, Robin Sherwood, and Tanya Roberts. A group of young friends stranded at a secluded roadside museum are stalked by a masked assailant who uses his telekinetic powers to control the attraction's mannequins. Schmoller co-wrote the script with J. Larry Carroll, who served as producer for the film alongside famous producer-director Charles Band. With this being said, we have now reached 100 movies. So now you have ample choice to select the movie you would like to watch. But I warn you, watch out. Don't blame me for your bad dreams. Stay safe.